Simply put, by Digit Insurance. The magic of health insurance, easing anxieties in the post-pandemic era. Sometimes, life feels like a bunch of earthquakes. It can be the small 2-point tremors of everyday life, or it can be a life-changing 9-point catastrophe. A medical diagnosis, or losing your job. While we may not have control over all the things that go wrong, we can certainly prepare in advance for the most common disruptions. In this episode, we will explore the connection between financial security and mental health, and how you can prepare for any potential life quake. According to author Bruce Feiler, difficult times exist on a richer scale.
They're kind of higher on the Richter scale of consequences, and they have aftershocks that last for years.
We deal with these setbacks in our own ways. Some of us wake up early, meditate, and get some fresh air, while the rest of us panic while we watch everything slowly burn. No judgment either way. And we would have gotten away with dealing with it by dancing to our playlists and practicing the downward dog if a certain medicine something hadn't come up. The 2020 pandemic was that once-in-a-century event where the world went through a collective life quake. Unlike our daily stressors, these knock you off your feet without warning. Suddenly your plans are derailed, making your life go from a nice linear graph to an uncertain, non-linear mess. During COVID-19, more than 50% of households in emerging and advanced economies could only sustain basic consumption for up to 3 months. Countless people were forced to live away from their families and battle loneliness and isolation. And while the idea of work from home sounded attractive initially, it soon blurred the lines between our personal and professional lives. We came up with interesting ways of coping with this situation. We were either chugging cups of Dalgona coffee or channeling our inner hairstylist with primarily disastrous results. Some coping mechanisms were louder than others. Dealing with our declining mental health was certainly an uphill battle. Numbers around anxiety and depression went up during the first year of the pandemic. The top 2 reasons for this stress: finance and health. In an internal survey, Digit found out that the demand for health insurance during Omicron went up by 98% as compared to 2020. After 2 waves of the pandemic, the public collectively became more prepared and even more aware about protecting their loved ones in the case of any impending medical emergency, touch wood. Well, that makes sense. After all, health insurance assures you someone has your back, even during major life disruptions. Having a good one can help by paying only 20% of the cost, saving you from severe financial risk. Besides, it provides reassurance that you will have ready access to comprehensive care. Learn more about how having health insurance is a great financial move here. Finances aside, can you put a number on your peace of mind? You can! Not to mention, 1 in every 10 life disruptions tends to be a life quake. It takes close to a decade to deal with the fallout of one. And if you are following us on the math here, that means around 25% of our lives are spent dealing with them. What's worse? Our brains recall and dwell on negative experiences more vividly than positive ones. It's called negativity bias. And this is why bad times can leave lasting mental scars. We make multiple choices every day due to our inherent biases, and this was one of them. We've covered how other biases can affect our decision making in the first episode of the series. You could be 22, 32, or even 52. Everyone goes through uncertain times. Instead of putting out the flames of catastrophe, let's deal with it proactively. First, let's acknowledge that ouches are a part and parcel of life. Recognizing that they are inevitable helps you stay prepared, instead of being taken by surprise. Second, have an emergency plan. Build up savings, have good health insurance, and establishing a support system can cushion the blow. Finally, prioritize your mental health. When dealing with these uncertainties, how we choose to face them is what matters. Give yourself the space to deal with complicated emotions and time to heal from them. As a certain monkey told a lost lion, the past can hurt, but the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it.